All right, lesson 3.3. This week has been mostly about translating basic algebraic expressions. Hopefully, you found success in working with the material so far. Today, we'll look at some of the tricky words for multiplication, which is each, per, and of. Again, still learning words for it, but each, per, and of are multiplication words. But again, here's the trick. We've already talked about each and per being multiplication because I remember when we did that with our application problems. The key word to add to that list is of. So write these down with the multiplication so you remember that. But again, all these words mean multiply. Typically, you'll see them in word problems in such a way that they're hidden. So again, just make sure that you learn those words so you know to look for them in the word problems. The trick with each and per is that you have to use a meaningful variable. So with each and per, if you're talking about cats, use the letter C for cats. If we're talking about people, use the letter P for people, and so on. If you're talking about watches, use the letter W for watches. If you're talking about desks, use the letter D for desks. But again, with each and per, you want to make sure you do that. So some per examples here. $7 per person. Again, this word means multiply. Ask yourself per what? Of course, it's per person. And since it is multiply, we put 7, the number first, the variable second. So 7p. Again, 7 per person. 7 per person. So p for person. 9 copies per box. Again, per means multiply. So you're going to multiply 9 times whatever you're perring. So per box means you're going to put 9b because it's 9 times the number of boxes. Again, 9 times the number of boxes. 11 liters per bottle. Per here means multiply. Per bottle means you're going to multiply the number by b. So it's just 11b. So that is the transition you have to make for each and per. Everything else you should be okay, but like I said, each and per is going to do that to you. Each is tricky because a lot of times the way it's worded is really kind of confusing, but as long as you are careful, each means multiply. We're going to multiply 7 times the number. Each what? It's not each window, it's each house. So it'll be 7h. So again, each house has 7 windows, so 7h, not 7w. So you're going to kind of get some practice on that on MathXL, but again, if you start missing it too much, just let me know. Each adult bought 3 dishes. Again, each adult. So that would be A times 3, so you do 3A would be how you would write that. All right. Each room holds 33 students, so each meaning multiply. 33, each room would be 33R. Again, we do care about that word in the problem, but we don't care about it in terms of the setup because it's each room, which means use R. Each adult, which means use A, and each house, which means use H. So just keep that in mind as you're going through that. And again, if you get stuck, let me know so that I can try to help you out. So the word of is the hardest to identify because it really doesn't catch your attention until you actually look for it. Of is typically used for fractions. It might take a moment to get used to typing this into MathXL, but just be patient. Again, ask if you have any issues. So when you see 1/2 of a number C, notice how when I say 1/2 of a number C, you rarely hear me say the word of, but 1/2 of a number C means multiply 1/2 by C, which means put 1/2 with C off to the side. So when you do this, you'll have to do the box for your fraction. And then when you're here, you have to arrow out so that the cursor moves out here and then put your C to the side. Don't put this because that is wrong. That's 1/2C. You don't want your C there. So if you notice that your C is popping at the bottom of the fraction, go ahead and arrow to the right. It'll move the arrow out of the fraction, and then you can put your C out there where it belongs. Three-sevenths of a number M. Again, 3/7 of a number M. The of is telling me to multiply. 3/7 means I put 3/7. Put an M off to the side, and that is it. Really, of, once you can identify it, is pretty easy to work with, but it's just a matter of, making sure you're ready for that stuff whenever you're looking for it. And 2/9 of a number V, again, of means multiply. 2/9 of a number V means put 2/9, put a V right beside it, and you'll be fine. Again, working with MathXL, just be careful about that. Remember, again, nothing pops up until you actually click into the answer box. Once you click into the answer box, you'll see your options pop up, but also remember that you can use the slash button, which is the question mark slash key, to make your fraction also whenever you're in there. So Again, just be patient. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I'm going to be here whenever you need me. Miss Renfro, if she's in that class, will be here when you need her. Just make sure, again, that you are getting help when you need. And outside of that, I think everything should be good. You only had a 5-minute video, which gives you a lot of time for practice. Again, make sure you use your time wisely. Have a good day. Talk to you later.